What's good, breadwinners? Saturday, November 15th. It's your boy Russ back again with Put Some Bread on It, where we don't just talk the talk, we cash the ticket. If you've been rocking with me, you already know we've been cooking. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button or click our link because the goal is simple. Turn your picks into profit. Let's get this bread. Let's talk about yesterday's picks. We absolutely crushed it. 14-5 overall for the NHL, NBA, NCAA men's basketball and football games. Keller from Louisville is going to be the loser on campus this week for missing that field goal against Clemson. They should have won that game, and it was basically given to them. That's why I always say it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Bread stackers know the long game. You win more than you lose, and you stack it up. Let's move on to today's board. I'm feeling really good about these. Remember, this is just a taste. Full picks are over at putsomebreadonit.com. Links in the description. Let's get it. Pick one, NCAA football. Notre Dame, Pitt. Notre Dame minus 12.5, Pitt plus 12.5. Money line's got Notre Dame minus 450, Pitt's plus 350. The total, 55.5 points. Notre Dame is going to win by at least 2 touchdowns today, even if they play like garbage. Pitt has some weaknesses, giving up big drives, and I expect Love to cram the ball down their throat. Pitt's coach recently made comments downplaying the importance of this game, saying it's not a must win, which could signal a lack of full psychological edge. Pitt's at home, but who cares? Notre Dame 30, Pitt 17. Pick two, we've got the breadlock. We've got Alabama, Oklahoma. Alabama minus 6, Oklahoma plus 6. Money line, Alabama around minus 200. Oklahoma's around plus 185. The total set 45.5 points. Bama is favored by 1 touchdown, have a 70% win percentage, and they're at home. Ty Simpson is completing 67% of his passing with only 1 pick all year. Oklahoma's John Mateer is inconsistent. He has 8 touchdowns and 7 picks this year. Alabama 27, Oklahoma 21. NBA pick one, Raptors Pacers. When reporting on the Pacers' record this year, 1-11, pundits are quick to point out how much Tyrese Halliburton's injury has affected the Pacers. But a player often forgotten about is Miles Turner, who left for the Bucks in the offseason. This team is a shell of its former self and needs a drastic draft pick selection with going 1-11 or a massive name in free agency. They still might not be a contender even with Halliburton back. Toronto wins this game. NBA breadlock, Nuggets, Timberwolves. Josic has been single-handedly dragging the Nuggets this season, posting one of the most efficient games in NBA history recently. The addition of Cam Johnson and his defensive acumen is a needed trait in this defensive scheme. The Timberwolves are no slouch themselves and have a roster that is made to get to the finals this year. I still think this game is tight down to the wire, and Denver wins in clutch moments. NCAA basketball pick one, UConn BYU. UConn's favored minus 3.5 points. The total is around 154.5 points. The money line has UConn with a win probability around 70%. UConn ranked number 3, has built a strong roster, and is facing BYU in what is essentially a neutral site in Boston. But with UConn getting more regional fan support, Dan Hurley and UConn are winning this game. BYU's got some young talent, but it doesn't match the coaching and players. UConn 82, BYU 75. NCAA breadlock, William and Mary St. John's. St. John's is favored minus 28.5 points. The total, 177.5. Money line has St. John's minus 20,000. William and Mary plus 3,500. This has to be a joke in St. John's wins this game. The schools should have never even been scheduled to play this game. St. John's is going to blow some steam off after that loss last week and completely crush them. St. John's 88, William and Mary 60. New York Rangers minus 110, Blue Jackets minus 103. The Rangers, they're road warriors, and they have the best record in the NHL so far this year. I love the Blue Jackets and head coach Dean Evason, but they are a bit of a tweener right now. And until they beat teams like New York on the regular, I will bet against them. We got the breadlock on the NHL too. Tampa Bay Lightning plus 110, Florida Panthers minus 130. The past time these teams have played, including preseason, have been bloodbaths with penalties galore. I think it would be a tightly contested game with emotions running high and a lot of penalties and power plays. I would bet the over, and I think the Panthers win the battle for Florida. Now, don't let your bread get toasted. I break down the numbers every day on the site. We talk trends, matchups, and value plays. You want to learn how the system works? That's where the real bread is made. Quick question for my bread gang. Drop a comment right now. What's your lock for tonight? I'm pinning the best one in the comments. And if your pick hits, I might shout you out in tomorrow's video. YouTube pushes this content when y'all engage. So hit that like, subscribe, and bell. Every click helps keep the picks free and the bread stacking. If you want my premium picks, parlays, and live bet alerts, go to putsomebreadonit.com right now. I post exclusive plays there every morning before the line moves. Don't miss the value. Don't miss the bread. That's all for today's show. I'll see y'all tomorrow with some more heat. Until then, keep your slips tight, your bankroll right, and as always, put some bread on it.